All right, we're back. My name is Joel Duggan. If you're tuning in just at the start of this stream, if you've been with us all afternoon, we've been building some Lego, and we're in Satisfactory. I thought it was a good opportunity to return to Satisfactory because I don't have a lot of Lego sets left to build on Fridays, and Friday might become a Satisfactory day. And we're going to jump right in where we left off 6 months ago, or almost 6 months ago, maybe 5 months ago, and start to build the heavy modular frame factory. Or I guess, rather, assemble the heavy modular frames. The factory parts have been mostly done. While this is loading, I'm going to thank Delara for that tier 1 sub. 26 months. Factory time, factory time. Thanks very much, Delara. Appreciate it. Delara, did the leaderboard on the left update? It's really tiny on my screen and I can't see. But your name should be the latest sub at the top on the left. Perfect. Thank you. Glad that worked. We've been having trouble with Streamlabs lately. Bits from MindTripMedia. Oh, thank you, Cosmic. I missed that. MindTripMedia with the 100 bits to kick off the stream. Thanks ever so much. Great to see you again, as always. The coffee is hot. The afternoon is rainy. It's a good day for video games, and this is taking a long time to load. All right. So we are here in the main room, main area for Devastator. This is the main bus, which is bringing in all of the materials from farther out in the desert and other parts of the factory and moving them on up the line. We'll get a closer look at that later. And then over here is where we left off. So the last time we were doing stuff, we were looking at creating encased industrial beams. And this might be full now. Yep. So these things are all going to be yellow soon because they're going to fill up. The good news is that will fill up the belts and everything, so the overflow system will be sorted. And these are getting materials from two places. Water is coming in from way over here on the map. We've got the Scourge water facility, and that's bringing in a pipe all the way along there. And then we have concrete coming in, if you can believe it, from way over here. So that's the concrete coming in there. And these are eventually going to come up and go to heavy modular frame production. That's the pipes. And then, of course, we've got this is coming up here temporarily into a box. And then we can go and take that and put that either on the train or do whatever. But we have all these different pieces flowing through here. And all of the belt work for this is all underneath. So if we look down below, actually it's all written right here. Heavy modular frames is what's going up. 20 assemblers. Logistics floor is below. And so if we go down to the logistics floor, you will see the pipes coming in, the concrete flowing, and everything is doing its thing. The last time we played, we had a game crash, and all of these were smart splitters instead of regular splitters, so I had to replace those because it wasn't working. Nothing was doing what it was supposed to be doing. And then there's the concrete coming in, and you can see it coming in on the belt all the way down there. And then it gets siphoned off and sent into the factory. Way over here. So we're kind of using this space as like logistic space. And then this is all happening underground as well. So we've got all of the belt work happening down here. So it's all working pretty well. What we need to do now is figure out where we're going to put the manufacturers. That's going to be the interesting part. 100% Cosmic. Past Joel is very happy or future Joel is very happy that past Joel left notes. That has worked out very well. So we've got this space here. Nothing is decorated. Nothing is really set in stone. But manufacturers are huge. And what I'll do, if this is going to work, which one is this one? Yes. I can't believe that worked. So this is the production map for this spot right here, which is heavy modular frames. So what we just did, or what I just walked you through, is the rocky desert concrete and the water from Scourge water facility. I guess I can zoom in on this a little bit, can I? There we go. That's a little bit easier to see. So you've got the water coming in, and that gets pumped along to here. The assemblers are making the encased industrial beams, which I showed you. That's the storage container. And then they will eventually go on to the heavy modular frames, which is this section right here. We have not done anything with the extra steel pipes. We have not done anything with the overflow screws and iron. And the modular frames need to be hooked up. So essentially we need to figure out where all this stuff is coming from. And the screws, I do know where those are. So I'll walk you through those, just to kind of get everybody up to the same speed. So I showed you, there's our steel. These are overflow of 240 per minute. And that should be what we need in the red. 240 per minute, right? So actually I can probably take this. We've got that ready to go. 80 per minute on the steel pipe, on the encased industrial beams. We know that. We just sorted that out. Modular frames. So the modular frames are also nearby. So encased industrial beams. That's the temporary location for the steel pipes. The modular frames are being made here, so you can see them. So here they are here. There's one here, and there's another one there, another belt there. So that's the base of what we need to make. This is the modular frame. We need the heavy modular frame. I think I might have said the wrong thing, but we need the modular frame to make the heavy modular frame. So we've got these two outputs. And I should have signs here. 40 assemblers making 80 modular frames, and then 80 modular frames per minute to the heavy modular frame production, which is going to be over that way somewhere. So is it in that general vicinity? I guess we don't really have any room to run them through. Well, we sort of do. We could also go down. Oh, maybe we can't go down. Well, you know, we could. We could come over here. We could run them along this way. And then up this space, potentially. We'll have to see. I don't know if I necessarily want to do that right away, just in case we make a change. But this could be potentially... Put that back. Let's put a glass one there. Has to be two of them. And this would be modular frame. And I think I said it was 80. I still really want to click here and type the text. What did I say? Yep, 80 modular frames. I'll double check the sheet. Correct, 80 modular frames. Okay, so that's that. Now the real pain is going to be the fact that the screws are... I don't have a way down, do I? This is all pre-constructed before me really knowing what I should be doing, and we don't have a lot of normal stairs in these places. So the screws are being made in this building. Those were a couple of the factories we did probably most recently, and they're on the next floor. This place has got stairs. So iron rods, those must be going upstairs to screws. There we go. So this place has seen a little bit of decoration, a little bit of floor design. I'm keeping with the Devastator purple, that kind of stuff. If you're watching this for the first time, I do have a theme for this area, which is Devastator, the 1980s Constructicon Decepticon combiner from Transformers. We're coloring the machines to keep it nice and bright and colorful, but then the factory design is all green and stuff. Some of this could turn purple. I don't know. I definitely want to have a lot of green on the outside, but we're gonna have some purple highlights, I think, in places. But these are 1600 cast screws per minute. So these are actually being made from iron, not from rods. So that means... is this all one floor? This might be all one floor. But it's 4 belts. Yeah. I'm going to check my math, because I don't have the number of... machines here. Oh, yeah, I do. 32 constructors, 1600 cast screws per minute. So again, we'll check our stuff here. And that's down there. 32 constructors, 1600 cast screws per minute. And now here's the problem. We have belts that do 480 and 720. So 2 belts is not enough, unfortunately. So we have to bring it over with, at the moment, it looks like I have things separated into 4 belts. 1600 per minute to heavy modular frames. They don't go anywhere though. They stop right there. So we've got to bring these belts, these 4 belts, even though this is not the nicest sort of layout. I might put them all in the ceiling. Yeah, I might even this out a bit. Good news is we have a cavity wall, so we can move things around there, and we can go down. We can go all the way down. You can see the iron here is going down. See, it goes to there. So there's ways to get it out of the building and underneath. I don't want to take the screws. Normally what you would do in this situation is take the screws out to the main bus, but I don't want to tie up 4 belts of the main bus for screws just to bring them like over there. So we're going to run them in the building somehow. And we do have some space. I don't think I want to run them through here. I definitely don't want to run them through here because this looks pretty cool. This is our steel production. So I've got a funny feeling we're going to be running these things down below. So down, where's there a spot down? Yeah, here's a spot down here. So we are probably going to utilize this space down here to run the screws. it might end up being actually down here. Yeah, so if we bring these all the way down this way, we could run them really right along here. 4 belts doesn't fit in on a flat. We have to do like a quadrant of 4. And then this is heavy. No, these are reinforced plates. And so that means our target area is actually right up here. And now we have to figure out the next thing. I've been out of the loop on the Satisfactory updates. Is there anything cool coming up in the next release? Yes. You can nudge things in hologram form. So, and nudge blueprints. So like you could take something like this and you could use once you place it, you can nudge it. So you can take something really big like a blueprint, you can place it, and then you can move and nudge it back and forth by pixels or by increments. So that's really cool. And then what's the other thing you can do? Blueprints are dismantleable by like, you can dismantle the whole blueprint instead of just pieces, right? And then what's the other thing that's new? There's an, you know what? There's an update page, I want to say. It's satisfactorygame.com, right? I think so. Yeah. I don't think they have... Oh, yeah, they do. They do. So, update 8, now an experimental. Priority power switch. That's the other new thing. Advanced game settings, blueprints, some major improvements. And then lighting is the other big thing. And the engine update. Update 8 is mostly Unreal Engine 5, I think. That's the main deal. But there is, you can see the latest with update 8 and update 7 on the main Satisfactory website. I'm just on the updates page. And they have a new wiki as well. It's satisfactory.wiki.gg. It's no longer on fandom, which is fantastic. So we have to figure out where we're going to put all these manufacturers. And if I want them to be in this space, how I want them to be sorted. There are 8 of them. And just to kind of give you an idea, a manufacturer looks like this. They are big old chunky machines. So 8 of them is not a giant, lot. That can be a very simple build. I do, however, the problem with these is the amount of space you have to put out in front for the 4 different belts that have to run in here. So there's going to be a lot of space for that. And I've got a funny feeling what we're going to need to do is create a floor that will house all of that. I unfortunately haven't put any production floors between these sections because they're just doing their thing. So one thing we could do is that we could build up. We could go on top of all of this. I think I want to keep that space low, but I could build up on top here, which would mean we'd have less distance to go, because you can see there's the screws. You can see one of the screw belts right there. So we'd have far less distance to go if I built a ceiling on this place and built the manufacturers there. And then that would leave other places for the heavy modular frames to go, because the heavy modular frames are things that you can use in other builds. because they're used in fused modular frames, adaptive control units, and that's really it. Well, that's good. We don't need a ton of them. It might not be a bad idea to leave something available to be expanded upon either. So, I guess I want to try and find an interesting way to do this. The good news is that all of the other information, everything else is, these can be combined into one belt. So that's fine. Those can be on one belt and those can be on one belt. So really we only need the screws on 4 belts. That reduces the amount of belts we have to worry about. So I guess I can start to map out roughly where I would want this to be. If we do it on this floor, maybe we can have these elevated. That could be kind of cool. I don't have any plastic on me. Oh, yes, I do. So we could do... I don't know if that's enough space. It looks like I wanted to put a wall here. Would make sense. I can't believe we're doing all of this for a measly 16 heavy modular frames per minute. So if you look at the output on this thing, it only does like 2 per minute or 4 per minute or something. And we're using this recipe. Yeah, 2 per minute. So I don't need 8 of these. I need 8 manufacturers. Yeah, okay. So that's 4 down each side. So if I was to take this and put it here, I'd want there to be a little bit of room. Do we want them outputting into the middle? Maybe. Didn't leave myself a lot of room. Though I guess we can ignore the floor below. This room can be anything probably to about here. Yeah, this place is massive, Cosmic. It's really gotten quite big. So if we had this, we'd have to have floor holes along here. And then we'd have little guys like this. And so each one of these would need to receive a different belt. And it would probably be easiest to have all the belts running through here, right? So then we'd have this. We could do alternating heights as well. So we've got frames. I mean, the good news is all this stuff is like right here. So it's very easy to run. This would just go into a splitter and go in different directions. This would probably be moved down a bit. These are already in 2 belts, so we would probably just keep them separate and then just run one belt down one side and one belt down the other. There's no point in combining them, right? And this one would just get split. That would be easy enough. So really the thing to consider is where are those 4 belts of screws going to come in? And one thing that I've been doing that I like is bringing things up on the outside of the building and showcasing it. So we could have the screws come up here and like go across like that, at least for now. That could be kind of fun to do too. So really, I think this is the best option, is just using this. Whoa, accidental hypertube had to happen at some point. Cosmic Dancer gifted a 12-month tier 1 sub to Meto Pima. Meto. That's an entire year. Cosmic Dancer, that's amazing. Thank you so much. Wow. That's incredible. Meadow, you look like you've been around for a little while with the Air Keystone Badge. So now you're going to absolutely earn that Space Keystone Badge, along with the Fire Keystone Badge in between. And you can join the Discord if you were not in there already. I feel like this is enough space. I feel like I'm going to have to bring the belts over first before I really understand what that looks like. Because then this is going to have an output. And I don't think the output is something we need to do in a fancy way. I feel like these are going to be very straightforward. Where it will just be something like that. Is that not pointed the right way? So that will be the output. All the fancy stuff will come out there. I mean, that makes sense. This could all be closed in. I guess this could be an interesting design if you're on the floor here, but then this is all closed up. And maybe there's like a walkway to get up there or something like that. That could be cool. And we would, of course, have like a door access to it. So you can see what's going on. Notification sounds not playing. I heard them. I think I did. I can replay it just in case. Are they not playing for chat? They should be. Whoa, I did it again. Seeing it but not hearing anything. Let me just double check. There's probably a setting for that. iTunes. Monitor and output. Monitor and output. Yeah, those are incorrect. I don't know why that's set like that. I think that should work. I'll try that one more time. Hopefully you heard that. What kind of factory is this? JPrice, this is an everything factory. We are building all kinds of stuff. Right now we're working towards heavy modular frames. So I just want to do a quick test to see. Yeah, these are all going to have to be at different heights. So if we do that, and we do this, then we can have... does that work? That could be there. That would connect there, but then this part would have to connect to a belt up higher. And that's okay, we can bring that belt in higher. That's not a big deal. But then the other belts would have to come in sideways, like they'd have to come in here and get split along here. And then, yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll work. I feel like that'll work. We just have to make this place a little bit wider, I guess. Oh, that's a long way. Let's put another one here, I guess. Cool. Still didn't hear it. Just seeing it. Sorry, I don't know how to fix it. It should be working. I really don't know why. Oh. You know what? I think there might be... I need to add a capture in my mixer, I think. Yeah, I think I see the problem. I'll try to fix it on a break. Thanks for the heads up. I had this problem on Minecraft as well. So we'd have to do 4 of those, and then this would be quite expensive. So we're already looking at probably 1... Yeah. So we're going to have to build this up by quite a few foundations. And the output is going to be there. I think this will work. The problem is going to be this space here and how to sort that out. But having those 4 screw belts separate is actually going to be advantageous because we would have to separate them into 4 different belts anyway. So we should be good. All right, well, let's throw this into a blueprint. New blueprint. Heavy modular frame. Actually, manufacture heavy modular frame 1. And we'll say oh, I remember this now. I have to build something first. Can't save an empty blueprint. So we'll do I guess a little bit of a wall first. And then ceiling. And I think I want to put the manufacturer in a space where we can fit them all. So technically the output would be in the middle. Or if I do this, then the output could be in a center. Oh, that's not going to work either. So maybe we have to put the holes, the conveyor holes, down the middle. And those are really strangely spaced too. I'd like those to be backed up more like here. I don't know why this matters. My brain just likes it better. Right, so it's centered on 2 foundations. But then the next one probably isn't going to fit. Yeah, that goes a meter over, doesn't it? Okay. I guess it doesn't matter. We're not gonna... We have to line this up in the way that I would want it to be lined up, and then we'll put the foundations in after. I have to refresh my memory on the best way to go about this, but essentially I just want to make sure that this is going to line up here. Yeah, so the output being nice and tidy is going to be important for me. So that's going to stay the same, and then where this is in relation to this really doesn't matter. What matters in the blueprint is the height. We want this to be this bottom level, and I'm pretty sure I've got this right. Yeah. And then what really has to happen in here is the belt work. I just have to figure out. I guess we have to do 2 of these, right? We have to do left facing and right facing, because that's going to matter as well. I had to do that last time. Maybe we'll include the merger on one and then not include the merger on the other, although that's not the end of the world. There's only 8 of them, so there's only going to be 4 of those. Okay, so we have to think about power as well, although that's going to be pretty straightforward. And power would be good down the middle, because that'll be easy. I think I can make this work. It's really just a matter of how much space we need width-wise. Because that does give us enough room to run down this side if we really wanted to. So if there was a wall here. It's tight, but there wouldn't be a real reason to go down that way, I don't think. That's provided we do put in an actual wall, or if we just put like a pillar and the wall is here. But maybe this is open, and maybe this is just like a railing. It would be closer, but it wouldn't be quite as claustrophobic. Plus, then you can see everything from down here, which would be neat. Yeah, that might be kind of a fun design. I'm really kind of winging the interior design of this place. It's really not something I'm focusing a lot on. Now the ceiling of this place is going to have to be higher as well. Oh, out of plates. Do I have more nearby? I hope so. I should. Definitely have like menu fatigue after not being in here for for a while. I'm gonna have to run stuff through here, so that's not an option. Okay. Now I just have to think about how long this is gonna need to be. We're going to have to delete a lot of this anyway, but for now. This... Can I make more of these? So 4 of these actually work out pretty well, it looks like. That takes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we'll just give ourselves some room at the start. Seems like 2. So then technically this would start on this tile here. If I recall before, there was some issue with directional bits in the blueprints. Is that still the case? Might also be misremembering. Yeah, there was... it's not that it was an error. It was just difficult to tell. I think that's one of the things that they have in the blueprints now is like when you go to place a blueprint, it gives you a direction. Because I actually have, like if I grab a blueprint, production, let's just grab this one, for example. Yeah, see, there's no arrow, but I think what happens is on the new ones, you can, there's like a little orange arrow to indicate like a direction that it's facing. And see, with this, like I have to fly around to move it. And what you can do with in update 8 is you can click once and it'll stay like exactly there. And then you can fly around it freely and it won't move. So then you can come over here and you can be just like, oh, this needs to be nudged over by a bit that way. And then you can just do it. That should be good. I think that's probably what we're going to do. We're just going to run 4 down this way. Although we'll probably bump that up because I think a 4th one here won't line up correctly. Yeah, they've gone and made them like instead of they're 15, no, 8, 8, 60. They're 17 meters wide. Or no. They're 18 meters wide instead of 16. If they were 16, they'd fit on 2 tiles perfectly, but they're not. So this would technically be back this way. I guess that's the other thing. Maybe I don't want them, you know, completely next to one another. Maybe we want to have a little bit of space between them. That's possible too. They don't need to be all jammed up against one another. Although there's room for more, so maybe what we do is we put a path here. Break while you are losing the light. Actually, that lines up quite well with our timing, doesn't it? Yes, good call. I gotta remember if I even have a train that can go on a break too. I think it's down there. I don't know whether we fixed the trains or not. This could be a short train ride. I need my other jetpack. Folks, if you're new to the channel, I do take a break about once an hour. And it is that time now. The good news is on Satisfactory, we just have a video break and you get to ride around on one of the trains. Looks like there's one in the station now, but I don't know if it's running. Mixmaster. Oh, that one's going. Who are you? Maybe we'll just ride you. Oh, missed you. I don't think either one of these are running. I think it's just the coal. Alright, we'll just jump on the construction train, I guess. Or maybe what I should do is just build myself a locomotive. That might be easiest. Black train. Edit timetable. Let's go to train station construction 2 and Megatron and yeah, we'll just do that. Hopefully this will work. We'll find out. Alright folks, I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. So we do have more than one train running. I didn't really want to go this way anyway, but we'll go along for the ride. Thank you, Cosmic. Right, so it looks like Scavenger is running, and maybe the coal train. We'll wait for this to go back around. A narrated train stream? You mean just the train going around in circles? You can look those up on YouTube. There's some people that have made some beautiful Satisfactory worlds. And then they just put the train up as like white noise. And they just let it go for like an hour. And it drives all over the map. That's kind of fun. Everything out here just feels like it's under construction. Remember how long it took to sort out that interchange? It's still weird looking. Why am I in construction 1? That's weird. Okay. We need hypertube. Get a look at the front of it now. Riding the train and just talk about the world or anything. Unfortunately, my trains don't go that far. It's the only problem. We've got a lot of design work to do on the front of this too. It started there. Okay. So I want to think about how I want this to look in the end before I design the blueprints for this. I'm hoping 2 tiles is going to be enough space. It should be. And then I guess the output we would design... Oh, I gotta switch to my other pack here. I guess we'd be bringing it down on the middle. That doesn't actually work, does it? Why is this here? Is this just arbitrary? That's just the bounding box of what's below. So that doesn't really have to be the edge. For us up here, these could be whatever we wanted them to be. Oh, right. If I move them over, then this works out. Oh, forgot to stop the music. It's Satisfactory replacing the Lego streams? It might, actually. At least for now. I would like to have the output of this on a single layer. Oh, autosave. Bet not that many people have a 2-layer roundabout, though. No, that's well, there's definitely people out there that have way more elaborate train systems than I do. So this doesn't have to be necessarily like that. What I would like to try and do is a single output, but have it raised up. And that actually might be better if we end on a line in the middle here. Not quite right. But if this was backed up again, then that would probably work, right? Yeah. I think I like that better. Problem is that it's hard to get. I guess we could always put it through a floor hole or something and take it out that way, because this is going to go somewhere, and technically it should go back to the main bus, which is down there. But how we get it there is going to be unique, I think. Because this, instead of coming out that way, we could send this straight down here. And that could be the output for the whole thing. And that means that these would all have more room, which is good. I like that kind of space better. And then if we go to paint anything with the materials, I feel like those are all in the middle. So that's possible to do something like that if we wanted to. Or I think there's other ways too. I thought there was like a single line. Oh, here we go. Yeah, center line here. Could kind of separate that out a bit. That, or we could do like a double foundation here. Depending on which way it goes, it looks better. Yeah, so we could do something like that. That could be kind of fun too. I do like separating the color of the floor based on where the machines are. That could be neat. All right, so this is right up on the edge of the tile, and then that's on the middle. I think I'm ready to do a blueprint. Like, I feel like feel like that's pretty straightforward. And then these would be the same. It would be nice if those didn't have to be on the edges, although I think I'd probably want to move these over by one. They would line up with wall holes. So if we brought these down, yeah, that would totally connect to that. Okay, I think that's the spacing sorted. So we are on the front edge of 2, and we go over the back by 1. You would say Thursday is Satisfactory, and then Friday through Sunday would be Minecraft. The tricky part there is just, you know, when I move things around, you know, how often do I want to change stuff? So that is the space we want it. Floor holes are all going to be here. They're in weird spots, but nothing can be done about that. And then this back piece, ooh, we're going to have to do that manually. I don't think that'll fit. Well, wait a minute. It will if I move the whole thing over. Nah, you know, I'd rather have the undersides all lined up and not have to worry about other stuff. So we'll do the output by hand. That's fine. That doesn't need to be a thing. So then here, what we're going to have to do is think that there potentially should be, oops, those are the wrong things. Walls like this. And then we're going to have I guess it goes lower first. And then we'll have a splitter. Actually, I should have a different hotbar for this. I don't know why splitters are not on that hotbar. Oh, they're on that one. Okay. Right. So remove that and then replace it. And so that will be this part here. And then this one will have to line up with this other bottom one. And then up top, we'll just do it this way. Like that. And then same thing over here. then this just has to connect there. And this one has to connect there. So that should be good. Now what I would do is probably not have the belts included in the blueprint. I just kind of wanted to make sure that these would work. We'd include these belts, but not these ones, because that would be a problem. So if that's how things are going to come in, we just have to make sure that we can get things in that configuration in 2 tiles. So that's all the inputs sorted. So we'll add theirs. And then power. Is that going to be straight? It's close to straight. I kind of wonder whether I want to just hide the whole thing. If I put this here instead. Does that like go through the machine and look weird? You can barely see it. Could move it 1 or 2 more clicks to the right, maybe. I'm not sure if that's any better. I really wish they gave us like wireless power. Powered floors would be very cool. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So we'll leave it in the middle, it'll be easy. Yeah, the thing about Thursday right now, and I mean, I guess it would be better on Thursday just because Thursday, you know, weekdays are pretty low attendance anyway compared to Saturday, Sunday, which makes sense just because more people are off, right? All right, so that's power. We'll make sure that it's going to be making heavy modular frames. Not going to be increased in terms of the output. I guess the only thing we got to worry about now is just double checking the input lines. And my guess would be the best thing to do would be to have oh, there's going to have to be more too. There's going to have to be another set down the middle for screws. But we'll have room for that. Oh yeah, we got lots of room for that. That's not a big deal. The second belt of screws we're probably going to have to do manually. So there'll be another belt of screws coming in here that we'll eventually have to scoot over. Each one of these needs 200 screws per minute. So 400 will go into the first 2, and then another 400 will go into the next 2. J. Chris says I'm retired, so it's all good. Nice. I am not retired. But, I mean, at least I work for myself. Now, we've been color coding these based on what they're making. This would be pretty dull, I guess, if we made it gray. But it makes sense. That or black. Black looks pretty cool, actually. There's higher contrast with the chrome parts. I kind of like black. I don't know why these are these bright green no matter what color you paint them? Yeah. Guess that never changes. Now down here we could have, for clarity, we could have different things. Now, for example, because we need to cascade the screws down, it's probably going to be best to have the screws as this one. And then that way the second one can be just flattened along the ground and go into where it's supposed to go. Because this one will end after a certain point. And then what else do we have? We've got pipes. Pipes, encased industrial beams, and modular frames. I feel like the modular frames and pipes should be the first two, which leaves encased industrial beams as the last one. And oh, I guess I should change. Should check the speed of all these before I start painting them. So which one do we want to do modular frames? Which ones do we want to do pipes? Satisfactory can end up being longer streams, so there's that to consider. That's why I would do it on Thursdays, because I don't normally go to the gym on Thursdays, where I do normally go to the gym on Fridays. So we've got the encased industrial beams coming straight up there. That's not going to be a problem. This is low, and these are high, but potentially could change. Let's put the modular frames on top. And the beams on the bottom, or the pipes on the bottom. The modular frames will be up top. So let's double check the speeds here. So 10, 30, 10, and 200. So only the screws need to be a special Mark III belt. So do that. So that's Mark V, Mark III, Mark V, Mark V. That doesn't need to be Mark V. That should be Mark I. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1. Go back to black. And then that is a Mark I. That is a Mark III. That is a Mark I. That is a Mark I. And then I can just paint the rest of this stuff. I don't need these belts. That's Mark III. That's Mark III. Screws. That is encased. This is going to be pipes. No. This can be pipes. That's going to be the modular frames. This didn't color right. I think you have to reset your game for that to catch up, but it does eventually work. Right. Let's just save this before it gets messed around. And I guess we'll call this right facing. Modular frames. Right. And this is a manufacturer making heavy modular frames with logistics below, and set the directory production. We'll add the blueprint. I guess I need a new category, don't I? I'll do it here for now. And select color. I guess we'll go with gray or black. And select icon, manufacturer. And save it. Now I'm probably going to have to go into my blueprint thing here. If I remember correctly, this never saves quite right. Oh, it did. Okay. So what we'll do though is we'll edit this, add a category. No, I don't want to add a category. Oh, subcategory. Whoops. Remove category. Section. That was scary. Add a subcategory, and we'll call that manufacturers. Apply changes. And then we can just move this down here. Yeah. So that's the right, and the whole little description shows up there in the menu, which is good. I don't know that we need to flip it. Do we? Oh, it's the orientation of the, yeah, it's the orientation of the, splitters. I also don't need all of this, so this can go away. I guess I could leave. Could leave that. That would probably be handy. Oh no, because then it won't snap to the right places. So that's the blueprint we want. So I'll save, I'll override the existing, I guess. Saving will overwrite, yes. Okay. So then to switch it, all I'd have to do is just reverse the direction and... Oh no, I'd have to do a lot of stuff, wouldn't I? Right, let's just lay down 4 of these and see if it looks the way that we want. This first time back is going to be a lot of trial and error, I think. Well, what I should do, I should put one down, then I should see if I can sort out the belts. That's probably the best way to go about this. So that's where we want the assemblers on. They're in their own little grid. So now if I choose the blueprint, it's not here. Because apparently, I remember this from last time. Now it looks like it's green, but it should be not green. All right, so that's the line we want there. I think that's right. Colors all worked. These are in the right spots. The tube things are not in the right spots, but that apparently will change when we reload the game. Okay, so now what I got to look at is, can I sort out the belts for all of this in this space? And there's actually, I think there's enough. I think there's enough. Because instead of coming up here, we could come up in here, which is good. So I'm going to put like an arbitrary wall here. So the good news is that this is already coming up here. So that just has to split into those two spaces. So that's good. And this looks good down here because it's nice and central. That goes straight up into that space. And then we can hide where that goes. That's... yeah, that doesn't show up there at all. And I could move it if I really wanted to. So... straight up, this will just go into a splitter on the ceiling. So we'll just do whatever a splitter would look like. Coming in from that way. Oh, I forgot to check what speed that was. Mark II. And then we would have Mark I belt. Oh, that looks funky. Oh, because I put it in the wrong spot. Whoops. That is the concrete, and so that'll split and go down to there. That'll be easy. I'll eventually move that. And then this is coming up here, but I don't know if it has to. That's that there. That's it going out. No, that's coming up there. Okay. Yeah, I just kind of threw that wherever. I mean, it's fine in the wall. As long as... Oh yeah, we could just put this... Put that somewhere else. So I don't want it to go across the floor here. I feel like I want this space to be clear. So what we'll do is we'll have that come up probably closer to here. And same thing. This is 240. This needs 30 times 4, so it needs 120, so that has to be split as well. Do we do the split in here? Or do we do the split somewhere else? And just have two pipes, or two things come up. I might be able to do the split downstairs. Sorry if this is confusing. Yeah, so like I could just split it here and have two elevators. I guess we'll see what we've got room for. So that's a good backup plan, I guess. So let's just say I need that to split. The tidiest way to do that. And I got to remember that I'm going to have 4 belts of screws I got to contend with. Coming from probably here. So those are going to be in place. So 2 there, and then another 2 on this way. Those are 4 belts of screws that are going to come from somewhere. And I guess if I'm going to split these pipes, the good news is that the modular frames are already split in belts of 40, I'd imagine. 2 per minute, and there is 20. Yep. Yep. Heavy modular frames. And those are coming in higher. Those could technically be running across here. Maybe we have to bring the screws in there too. I'm basically debating on whether I want to see all of this stuff. This I'm okay with hiding. It might be good to have the screws all lined up here. Walls. So unfortunately, we don't need this. We'd have to do like a door. That, or we could just kind of zigzag it. I wonder if that's far enough over. Probably not. We did a center. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, we'd need to. What am I talking about? No, don't delete that. Yeah, we would need a straight shot here. And then we would need an elevator here. Just going the other way around. Yeah, so then across here, this is where I had planned on doing a window. But we could have the parts come in along here. Or even have them come up there, maybe? I don't think I want to do that. This is where, like, I could be moving ahead with the technical layout, but I want to make it look good too. I just don't know if I want to have belts like running all across here. There would actually be more. There would be 2 more over here as well. Oh. Hello. That's going to be a problem. So that's what I mean when you've got to think ahead of the game here. Because those are all 4, but then this is going to go somewhere and we don't have a place to put it. This would technically be there. Right, all 4 screws would go down. And then there'd be something else there. So yeah, we're going to have to do something creative with that one. I mean, it sort of works. It's really tight, but it sort of works because, well, yeah, we'd have to drop this down to the bottom somehow. Or just have it not go up high right there. Maybe we'll just have it go up high after those things drop. So we could have this just come out of the floor there, and then just 2 seconds later just come back up. And then split into the right sections. Yeah, that'll work. So then these would be all the screws. It's really annoying that they don't get colored correctly. This would be concrete. Not concrete. Encased industrial beams. And we would probably have that just go to a splitter straight ahead, so we would probably just do something like this. Keep it right in the middle. And then I think this is in this version where we can just grab a belt. How many is this? Mark II. 80. Yep. Then we grab the Mark II belt. And that'll get split, and one of them will go this way. Yay, it connects to the ceiling. Oh, don't do that yet. Right, so then that'll go down there and connect to that, and that'll work out just great. And we'll just have to flip and do the reverse on the other side. King Roll, hello. Don't normally catch the streams, but you're lucky today. Hello, welcome in. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming by. So then we have to figure out what's happening across here. There will be... Oh, this is going to be the reverse. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of stuff right here. I think I have to move this. So let's go find a spot for encased industrial beams in my storage. I think I have some. I do not. Just here. Somewhere? Nope. Okay. Into a bin it shall go. Which direction do I want to put it in? It's already concrete here. Maybe. We'll just replace that. Or move both of them. Let's put them here. So we'll grab that, stick that there. Copy that. Paste it there. And then I just need to store some stuff briefly. And we'll go and get that container and move it. I left the factory running, so we've got a full container of encased industrial beams now, which is great. I'm pretty sure I have some. I just think that they are, I think they're on the train. Sun's getting real low, yeah. I've got to wrap things up here soon, so I'll probably just work through the night just with doing this kind of stuff. I guess we really don't need that section, do we? But that'll clear off the space down here. Right, so then we still need another belt coming out there, but then this goes back to that. And that should be the whole thing. I could have sworn I had this done a little bit neater. Right, I guess I decided it didn't matter that it exited on a center line. Because I think what we decided was that the merger looked good here. Right? Yeah. That's if we wanted to send it up. If we don't, we have to send it down, but I don't think there's going to be any space. Well, actually, yeah, there would be. If we merged it all down, then it could technically go even down somewhere here if we really wanted it to. Although it would be in the way. Yeah, so lining everything up on centers is sometimes good, sometimes not. Because you end up getting in your own way down the line. And then last, we have to just worry about power. That's going to come in probably right there. I'll put a double wall outlet there for now. I may or may not want that visible. I believe power down here is underneath. Yep. So I'd probably run that up the wall and then send it. Oh, I missed my spot. Send it straight across, maybe. Something like that could work. Why does this feel so strange? They only have 3 screw belts, that's why. Nope, that is not what I wanted to do. It's weird that it tries to connect the belt to the wire. An odd thing. So that has to be modular frames. So that's where it gets a little bit tricky in that some of these have to split in odd ways. I mean, that will run right down here, no problem. It will clip a bit. It'll clip a lot, actually. And it would run into where I was planning on splitting things. So what we'll end up doing with this, more than likely, is another thing like that. And we'll just bring that along until it gets to the first one. And then we'll have it go up a lift there and go into it. Oh no, because then we have that to contend with. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. That you have to consider a bunch of different stuff. I guess I could just put another one down and just manually reverse these. It wouldn't be a lot of work to do just one. This, unfortunately, goes into the wall section. Oh, no. I was planning on doing a wall here, it looks like. I think that's what that yellow means. No, I don't remember at all. So this shouldn't get in the way. don't think. Get some power for the jetpack. And then now if we do blueprint and manufacturer. So again, this is facing the wrong way, but we can manually correct this. I think I have to really, what I have to see is the space below. So maybe I should have not done those just yet. Oh, I remember now. I really want there to be a hotkey because you can do. I don't think there's a hotkey to bring up the blueprints. I think they might have added that in update 8. Options, key bindings. Customizer. Tab is the build menu. Yeah, it's because B just turns on my headlamp. Right, so that goes right in the corner. Does that look right? That does not look right. Oh, because it doesn't go in the corner. I was supposed to line up the outputs. Well, they're way over here. I've got this all messed up. Yeah, I screwed that up. Yeah, I was thinking that it was going to be a mirror image, but I forgot that we're not putting the inputs next to each other. The inputs are going to be on opposite sides of the room. So I've got more space than I thought. SMRT. Well played. Right, it's... That's what I got to worry about. That lining up there. So I have to line it up this way. Default. Is it R? Blueprint. Default. Blueprint. Nope. Thankfully, it's not a lot to delete if we get it wrong. I think that's right. Nope. Once again, I'm definitely remembering that I prefer a larger range on the hover pack. See, this is where update 8 you can just snap it in place and then back up. And I don't know. See, I've reversed this, so I'm lining it up the wrong way, which is a problem. Because I'm looking at the wrong thing. Time to take down the whole thing and build it again? Yeah. Yeah, the whole thing. How about no? Right, I'm going to line you up here. I want to say that's right. to get it right. Oh, off by a meter? Seriously? Yeah. I'm glad they made the changes in Update 8, because definitely they needed it. Because this is tedious. It would probably be faster to just build the whole thing by hand. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let's just do it. I can blueprint the other 6. See, at least here I can snap it, right? Now, is it? Where is it lined up? The edge. That goes there. These 6 go here. I think that's right. Yeah, I kind of wonder what it would have been better to have things all grouped up like that. It might have been easier to have them face the other way, you know? So, first one, ground level, is pipes. And then second one is here. And then this one is low, but farther in. And that has to be a Mark III. And then the top one is concrete. What did I say? First one was pipes. Next one is frames, and then screws are this one. So, this stuff all here does not have to be here. Oh, autosave. Yeah, so this is going to remove some of our trouble. We could still bring these in here, I guess. They just have to then be dispersed differently. I don't know if I like that look anyway. I mean, we've got it here where we've got belts coming across the area, but this feels really low. So I don't know if I like that. If I did this, I'd probably arbitrarily bring them up higher, so they wouldn't be so close to your head. We'd lose a bit of the window. Or maybe the window would just light up the factory bits, and that would make sense. Even just taking this one higher could be good. Interesting to look at from this side too. Then if you're up here, you can actually see things working. I just don't know if I want them all grouped up like this, though. That's the only thing. Because those two are in the right spot, but then all of this would be shifted down. So we'd end up with this stuff here. I guess it wouldn't be shifted down because some of these are single belts that are being split inside. So this is technically plates. I don't really have a space where I can split that. So that would still have to be the same. And that's way down here. So for that, I'd be inclined to bring that in a lot sooner. And run it along the wall, probably. Well, that's what this is. That's what this is, the plates here. Right? Yeah. Let's just raise this one up too, so I can say, not plates, I'm sorry, modular frames. Right, so modular frames are the high ones, 4 screws are the low ones, and then both the, this and the concrete comes in inside. So that's the concrete. Then encased industrial beams. So then this one, where is the pipe gonna come from? Because we'd have to get the pipe in but then split it. Alternatively, we could do an overflow and just have the pipes run around the bottom in a circle. We could do that with everything, actually. Is that the concrete? That's the concrete there. So this could technically get put over this way. Well, the concrete at least is easy, or the encased industrial beams. I keep on switching out the names of the products for actual ingredients. But that's definitely not coming up in the middle. That's the other thing that's a little bit wonky about all this too, right? So we've got everything coming into the wall, but it's not coming in what will be the middle. It's just coming out on the front end here. Which we could shift things if we really wanted to, but it just complicates stuff immensely. Because then these two screw things This is not going to be here. Right? That's probably going to go along the ceiling somewhere. Where does that have to go? That has to go into this guy. So really, this could just come in along the wall. Space here. And that could connect to that without issue, because this is going to turn the corner. This is going to turn the corner. Right, so that's those two taken care of. So then the only thing really we got to worry about is getting this one belt of pipes. It's going to go into here. I should have made that a door. So we could just line it up like this. All of these have got to get connected. So we can put this in space so I don't feel like I'm missing something. These immediately can just go over this way. One, two, three, four. Oh no, this is supposed to go there. That'll connect there. This will pair it along. Like that. Those are screws. And I might tighten this up later, but so there's two belts of screws going this way, two belts of screws going that way. And so now the last thing we've got to figure out is the pipes. It's probably going to be easier to bring up two separate pipe bits, because we could just add to this out here, bring in another pipe here. Oh, we can't do just one side. That's annoying. I really want them to come out with walls that have just a left or a right input. Although I guess it really wouldn't matter here. So that could come in here. Now we could split this because only half of it needs to go into that red one, but we need to get the other half over to this red one. And I have not really left myself any place to do that other than doing like a weird sort of half belt. You know, like we could run it into a splitter here. Probably here. And then from here, we would just go up by one. And get it over everything. And then bring it back down. That is ugly, but it's under the floor. That's kind of the whole point of having a logistics floor. And then this other piece we would just bring out like this. So that technically gets everything done. Shush, it's beautiful. Yeah, right. That technically gets everything done. The real question is just how I want to handle all of these inputs and whether I want them all visible out here. It does look like it sort of goes the length of what the window would be. I feel like I have a pillar here that I might want to have a pillar here as well. And so if that was just the window frame, oop. So we could have it all exposed like that. Is this just one? No, that's a second one. So to make it symmetrical, I could bump this over because this doesn't really line up with anything. So this could technically get moved to be spaced. Oh no, because this, what's that supposed to be? That's more screws. Right, because this is the odd one out. Never mind. That's the odd one out. Well, I guess that's the other thing. If I really wanted it symmetrical, I could split, rather than splitting the pipes in here, I could split them down below, as I mentioned earlier in the video. And instead of one of these coming up, we could have two of them. And then one of them would go in here, and the other one would just cleanly go in over here. And well, I guess we would just end up dropping some stuff down and moving things around a little bit. Yeah, I could still snake things around and get it to work. One side is just always going to be cleaner than the other. Okay. So I guess really what I have to think about before I start running a lot of the belts is how this is going to look from the outside, and I have not done a lot of work in that regard. Very similar to Minecraft. I've done a lot of, in a redstone build, I've done a lot of technical things, and I've not given a lot of thought to how I want the outside of this to look. I've got some ideas, obviously, here, but like I've not finished walls, I have not decorated things. Like I like this, and I think I might do the same thing around these over here as well. I like seeing stuff go in, that's cool. So it might be worth it to, you know, maybe all of these screws, maybe all of this has to be outside like that. Like maybe that would be fun to see stuff coming up. Or instead of having an empty window here, maybe we have like a bay of elevators going up and doing something, right? that could be cool too. Unfortunately, I don't think we can do conveyor portals. Like we might be able to do like a full size foundation and then do a conveyor hole. Right, and then if we connected it to that and then put this back, doesn't quite have the same vibe. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to stay that way anyway. Because this is where like you can get really creative. Just to kind of make it look like it's actually a thing. Intentional design. Because Transformers have all that kind of cool stuff on them, right? Like they have all that kind of gobbledygook that happens in their abdomens and elbows and shoulder joints, stuff like that. So if we had like that repeating along there, that could look kind of cool. It's weird that the window doesn't like center, so we'd have to maybe move this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Oh, I see how I did that. Okay. Oh, that has a step in. So yeah, I don't know if that's how that's going to be, but we'll see. Feels kind of big. Although maybe that would be closed. And I guess that would be 2. There now follows a message from the Cosmic Wellness Bot. Attention, it has been approximately 90 minutes since your last break. Please rectify the situation before consequences occur. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to wrap things up. I'm kind of just puttering and at a loss for what I want to do. This is going to need a little bit of remuneration between streams because I'm not entirely sure I like that. But I'll get back to it. This is kind of cool. And I could see that happening along here. Right? Especially if these were different colors. You know? That could be kind of fun. But we'll see. Anyway, yeah, that's where we're going to wrap things up, I think, folks. I'm going to look to see who we might be able to pass you along to. See who's streaming. It might end up being Minecraft. I tend to follow a lot of Minecraft players. I am Kibitz is playing, but he's not playing Satisfactory. He's playing City Skylines. Tadpole Milk is doing Hardcore Friday. That sounds like a barrel of laughs. Maybe I'll send you along there. You can, of course, follow me here on Twitch at Joel Duggan. You can follow on social media, Joel Duggan, surprise. And you can check out things like the Spawn Chunks podcast about Minecraft and the Citadel Cafe podcast about sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. All that stuff is free. But if you'd like to support financially, check out patreon.com/JoelDuggan. One of the best ways to support your favorite creators. And I would very much appreciate it. It helps me make more streams. It helps me take time out of my day to do this for y'all. So if you've enjoyed it, by all means, hit that follow button, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Don't forget that all of these videos are on as VODs on the Joel Duggan VODs YouTube channel. So if you feel like you've missed something, if you want to go back, there are playlists. There are Satisfactory playlists and Minecraft playlists, and sometimes smaller series. So if you feel like you're a little bit behind, you can always go check things out. I do a pretty good job of labeling the titles, part 1, 2, 3, depending on what the task is. So you can go check those out. And I will see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday, 1 o'clock Atlantic. That's UTC minus 3 hours right now. And that is going to be Minecraft. But on Sunday, keep in mind that Canada will be turning the clocks back. So I'll be... the same time, my time will be 1 o'clock, but it'll be UTC minus 4 hours on Sunday. So mark that on your calendar. And I'll see you all then. Have a fantastic Friday night. Bye for now.